Dallas Music Network was born out of the depths of the COVID pandemic shutdowns in March of 2020. We were a group of friends who came together with the goal of helping musicians remain connected to their fans via live stream performances. We didn't have our sights on creating an organization at all. We just simply wanted to be a light and possibly a lifeline for musicians who were leaving the local music industry in droves to feed their families. Many were giving up music altogether. We were just concerned to see the community lose these highly gifted people. Many of them were barely hanging on before the pandemic hit. I don't think people realize that most musicians take an unspoken vow of poverty just to give the community what we often take for granted. Well, within 4 months, that humble idea became the official 501c3 organization known as Dallas Music Network. I and so many others have often thought that with the talent we have in the DFW area, there should be no reason for an artist to leave. We have a three-pronged focus in our organization, and it's all about creation. The first area of focus is just simply sharing music with the community, really with the world. That's all about the creation of what the artists bring to us. The second area of focus is about creating opportunity for artists. And our third area of focus is actually creating a network of professional individuals that bring an entire support system to artists, such as designers, producers, recording engineers, songwriters, all those little factors that really create the whole ground support for artists in our area. We would love to see Dallas become a music industry city. And to do that, we really have to create that groundwork and those connections to support each other in our endeavors.
I have worked with Janet Jackson, Justin Timberlake, Lauryn Hill, Jay-Z, Beyonce, Rihanna, Timbaland. Went to New School University, the jazz division, and graduated from Arts Magnet, Booker T. Washington High School for the Performing and Visual Arts. Dallas, Texas is already a music city. Everybody's coming here right now just to get their feels. And it was surprisingly, during the pandemic, many musicians I know that live in LA or in other cities that we would consider the hubs like New York and LA. They would come down here for peace of mind because, hey, we didn't close down all the way for one.
We need to rethink how we are valuing every role in the local music industry and do what we can to keep them right here. The Dallas Music Network show is a full production show focusing on artists in and around the DFW area. Now, these shows are now gathering steam and receiving over, believe it or not, 100,000 streams each. To put that in perspective, this is about the same number of streams the Dallas Symphony Orchestra has in an entire year.
Help from Dallas Music Network would be amazing because as a musician or an inspiring artist, a lot of times you have the passion or you have the dream or the desire for things, but you don't have the resources, and I know that is a big stumbling block or hurdle for a lot of people, and to have that be taken away would be amazing, and it is amazing, and it allows you to focus more on creating than how you're going to pay for creating.
I keep calling, this feeling of falling, it's ringing, I pick up the phone.
We measure our program's success by the success of the artists we support. Every artist has their own personal measurement of success. Well, for many, it's simply making a sustainable living doing what they love. Our strategy of success for every artist is to first help artists and musicians gain more social media followers. The more followers an artist has, the more true fans they will gain. Secondly, we provide high-quality video assets for each artist to use to submit for opportunities to promote themselves online and for their electronic press kits. Lastly, we create collaborations between emerging artists and established musicians. Now that's where the real magic happens. I can tell you it has been so thrilling to me personally and to the entire team to watch the success of artists who've actually become family to us, like 16-year-old Adrian Lyles, who was signed by Disney for the High School Musical series on Disney+.
Don't look down, don't look down. It'll only hurt your stomach. And don't you drown, yo. Give exactly what they wanted, so don't look down, don't look down. Don't forget all you mean to me. Don't look down, don't look down.
Well, Taylor Davidson, she just landed an audition on American Idol and has received her golden ticket for 2022, and we're watching her success very closely.
Monday morning, look in my window, see the world still turning. Look in the mirror, mascara on my cheeks. Because of you, it's been there all week. And I wash my face with the water from the sink. And I got the place that you picture used to be. And I put on my lipstick, her favorite shade of pink. Now you realize it's better on me.
While Dallas rapper Lamar Strait is nearing 150,000 collective streams on his Dallas Music Network show. There's so much hidden talent in Dallas. It's incredibly exciting to find these hidden stars and introduce them to a wider audience and greater opportunities. Sometimes all it takes is a spotlight. Then we sit back and watch them soar. They bring the talent. We bring the stage.
My name is Marcus Roberts, better known as Mav Tracks, and I am the Chief of Artist Development for the Dallas Music Network. And as the Chief of Artist Development, my job is to find new talent in the DFW area and cultivate it and basically try to bring you guys to stardom. And we do that through our 501c3 program that's designed to support the music community here.
We have just recently launched additional shows where we give updates on what's happening with local artists. Dallas Music Network, The Update, and a show reimagining past performances called The Remix.
I'm Emmeline.
And I'm Joel.
And we're here today to bring you the very first in a brand new series dedicated solely to helping you find new music.
We have recently released a new test show that we're all just really excited about. Pappy's Place is a reality-based show, and it's set at Palmyra Studios in Palmer, Texas. It's set in the deep woods just south of Dallas in a 100-year-old farmhouse turned music studio by Bonnie Raitt's legendary audio engineer, Paul Pappy Middleton. Well, in this show, musicians from all walks of life come together to collaborate on their own original music. And some are meeting and hearing their songs arranged for the very first time. Viewers get a front row seat to see real connections being made. And some of these connections have already resulted in real paid opportunities for these musicians.
I picked Camden Lee to play guitar for the simple fact that, same thing, young guy, hadn't been really on the scene that long, but he's a great player. He's making ground really well right now to be so young. And then that connection with this Dallas Music Network jam session at Pappy's, now he's about to play with Bobby Sparks on Bobby's new record. So, again, another relationship made. Dallas Music Network.
First time I heard the song that I wrote being played on another instrument was something I'll never forget. I honestly cannot even tell you the name of the song, but I can tell you how I felt in that experience. And those experiences of creating music that happens with artists as they begin. Even doesn't matter if you're 60 or if you're 6, it is that incredible experience and that feeling that you get when your original music and the story that you created is actually brought to life.
I am Carlos Guedes, upbeat jazz harpist, instrumental, high-energy contemporary Latin jazz. I'm part of the Dallas Music Network to help musicians like myself, also composers, recording artists, performing artists. With your support, we can make that happen. The kind of music I play is actually a combination of jazz harmonies and rhythms that are either from the Afro-Brazilian style, Afro-Caribbean style, also because I'm Venezuelan, from the Afro-Venezuelan, I was always like looking for that kind of sound that very popular at the time. So I kind of wanted to combine that with jazz music. So that makes, me like work on stuff that no one did at the time.
I got involved because during the pandemic, a lot of people didn't have the opportunity to work, in particular in the music industry, whether it's concert venues, nightclubs, bars, whatever, they weren't working. And that was costing them their livelihood. And in a way, the Dallas Music Network saved a lot of people from giving up their craft. So I enjoyed hosting some of these events, but more importantly, I liked the results that were happening. The word was getting out about the individuals and what kind of music they made. Whether they were instrumentalists, whether they were vocalists, whether they were self-contained, I really enjoyed the fact that they were able to sustain a living.
The experience of performing for Dallas Music Network was unique, and it also came at a time when I hadn't been performing for a very long time. We were, as we all were during the pandemic, was in this bubble, and I was trying to spend more time growing and being an observer of my habits and what I liked and what I don't like. And I think we all came out of that pandemic a little wiser. And I've heard a lot of people talk about how, it's choose to do the thing that you least hate, because as you get older, everything you do is stressful. So what is the least stressful thing? What's the easiest of all the problems that you can pick? And this is definitely it.
As you can imagine, we can't do this work without funding. Without the generous gifts of Timothy R. Wallace and the many volunteer hours by others, we could not have accomplished what we have to date. We're reaching nearly $1 million that has gone into developing the organization and the programs that you see. These are dollars going directly into Dallas. We are looking to expand our sponsorship team to philanthropists and corporations who have a passion for our mission just like we do. For more information and to learn how you can help, please contact me. I'm Beverly Perry, the Executive Director at Dallas Music Network, and my email is beverly@dallasmusicnetwork.com, or you can call me directly at 817-808-6565.
Promise I'll be thinking about what we